Toki, let's take a look at your comments from the month of February. I'll be replying in whichever language the comment was left in. Tempo nila sina lon sin. Lona mi kamakin. Yan mute lipana e io ike sin. Taso, sina toki e io sin pona. Yan poliano sina pona. Pona a kin. Tempo pinila sitana ni lilon ala. Tempo nila kamasona e io sin ni tansina. Mi wile ni akasi li kamamute lon tempo ni. Ni lilon akasi ni li wile kama pona. Ni li pona. Kulapu pisitilan tawa ni li kama sin pona. Mi pilin sama kulapu pisitilan ni li kama suli. From Jan Telekoman, who I've been watching on YouTube recently, and he has some really great stuff. Toki Pona is also great to try out ALG on yourself because it takes a much shorter time to get results. Made a video series for this purpose on my channel. And yeah, I've seen it. The video series is great. Sina pana es sona sin pona. Sina pona. Sitilan tawa sina lilon. Nili pona mute. Kamala mi lukin e sitilan tawa sin. Nili pona. Wana. Ona li yan nampa one lon sitilan. Nili muzi. Lipusina li pona mute tawami. Tempo pini lilila mi kute io pisawali lili lon tomo sona awa yan sona David Sinclair li toki ni. Io ni o ken open en nasin misikeke sin. Tempo kamala sona ni li ken pona e sielo pi yan mayuna. Mi sona ala ni. Sona ni li sona muzi. Yan palio sina tan alatan ma alan. Keen milon. Sauli Panky strikes again. There was a Sauli Panky in one of the earlier episodes, and it was a dolphin. The boy's evolving. Yeah, and I said reincarnation because the dolphin, the famous Fungi the dolphin of County Kerry, went missing during the pandemic, and we fear the worst. Tempo sulila mi wile looking a sitilan tawa sama ni sina pona. Mi kamakin milon ale lipona. What would Toki Pona be considered as far as an easy musical instrument? Esperanto is normally promoted as the recorder of languages in their promotion as a bridge language. The only musical instruments I can think Toki Pona is either a kazoo or a tin whistle. And yeah, I replied saying kazoo. It's very mechanically simple, it's just how you use it, and if you can use it cleverly. One person just says, whoa. Thank you. That's a cool endeavor. I wish you all the best with the legal nuances of this idea because I think it's the crucial point here. I hope not. Because I have no knowledge of law. I'm hoping some stage down the road I can basically just get permission from all the authors as much as possible. Frankly, I don't know how that works from a legal point of view, and I don't know how to find that out either. So it might just be a pipe dream. Jan Telekoman suggests Wayback Machine. It definitely is useful for archiving Toki Pona literature. The one problem with it really is that it doesn't gather everything into one accessible place, which is why I wanted to go a bit further than just using Wayback Machine. Do you know of a good way for archiving Google Drive files? Since it's a JS-based web app, it doesn't play nicely with the Wayback Machine. Maybe it should be worth asking around the archive team, IRC or something. I don't know that much about Google Drive or JavaScript-based web apps, and I'm not sure what archive team you mean here. I think I'm the wrong person to go to with technical questions, to be honest. Invaluable work. Actually, I'm a linguist starting work on a Toki Pona corpus. I've only yet looked into Lipu Tempo. Such an archive would be a lifesaver. There is a Toki Pona corpus. There is a corpus of like Toki Pona kind of forum conversations and things like that. So not exactly literature, but just kind of natural conversation. I don't have a link for it offhand, but if you're watching, Google Toki Pona corpus, you'll probably find it. This is amazing. I just stumbled onto this. No knowledge of the language before this video, but it sounds so incredible. Where would you recommend I go to start learning the language? Basically, two things. Go to tokipona.org, get the official book, or find a Toki Pona social media community. They will not only have members that'll help you, but usually they'll give a set of links on how to kind of get started. For example, on the Toki Pona subreddit, they have a sidebar, links to all sorts of memorize courses and other things. I'll probably do a video on how to get started learning Toki Pona at some stage soon, just for anyone who turns up with this question. Because there's a lot of different ways to do it, and different approaches suit different people. Palini li pona mutea. Yan ale Pitoki pona li wile kama yo e lipu ni kepeken nasin pona. Mi wile ni mi ken pona e kulupu suli pitoki pona kepeken tomosona ni li wile mi. I think you can't use N as you did in this timestamp. Very believable I would make a grammar mistake. Why did you choose sui to say copper? Yeah, as far as I remember, I used kiwen sui for copper. So I guess I've seen sui being used as to mean kind of like cute, pretty. So I suppose first and foremost, kiwen sui as in a pretty metal or shiny. But also, as Cha Holland says in the reply there, that it's something similar to precious metal. Not as in that copper is a precious metal, but the people who are looking to dig up the earth to get at it consider it precious. So that was kind of reason number 2 I chose that. To be perfectly honest, I didn't put a huge amount of time into selecting that term. It was, vibes. I did not know tawa could be used to link sentences like that. Well, then you should remain unsure because I'm not the most trustworthy source on grammar. Treat the things I say with some level of skepticism. O awen e pali sina ni, ona li pona mute. Sina pona, mi awen. Mi wila awen. Yan li awen toki tan sital tawa half as interesting. Ken la pakala mute li lo ona taso ona li pona tan tasoni. Yan mute sin li alasa esona pitoki pona ta ona. Mi toki ni mi pilin sama. Ona li pona mute tawa yo e yan sin lon kulupu pitoki pona. Yan mute li luki in a sitalin tawa ni. What does it learn to learn Icelandic and how to do it in a week? Yeah, the locked himself in a hotel room in Iceland and studied for a solid week and then went on an Icelandic news show and was interviewed live in the Icelandic language. All the stories that I mentioned are included in the description of the video. Let's teach Tokipona to ChatGPT. And I said, that's next week's video. And then I didn't get the video done on time. So there was no Wednesday video. But it is coming out this week. It's coming out on Wednesday the 8th of March. So look out for that. By the way, what's your mother tongue? English is my first language. My education up until age 12 was through Irish. So I grew up with a kind of limited bilingualism. But my first language, I'd have to say English. I think the fact that if you aren't a polyglot already, it takes maybe half a year to be completely fluent in Tokipona, as was in my case, shows that languages do not simplify or that there's a wrong way to speak. Each language has its own set of rules and functions that make it unique. Whether or not it's difficult to learn is completely dependent on your experience with language learning in general. Yeah, I think I agree with that. The more you learn about different languages, the more you see how unique each one is. Language learning is a skill. There are certain skills you can develop to make it easier for you to learn languages in future. So I agree, your experience with language learning in general affects the difficulty. There's also things of if the language you're learning is similar to a language you already know. But as a rule, there are not difficult and easy languages to learn. That's how I feel. About the Telawawa, li Sui, li Namako, li Kuli Kasi, it took me a long time to realize this is meant to be specifically how you'd order a caramel macchiato. I don't speak the Starbucks dialect of English, so I can't vouch for the quality of the translation, but it doesn't seem unnecessarily long for a specific drink order. Yeah, I mean, they were talking about specifically ordering a specific type of coffee, but what this Telawawa, li Sui, Namako, Kuli Kasi, what this was is more like a dictionary definition of what it was. Like, as you mentioned, the Starbucks dialect of English. Starbucks uses these terms, famously the sizes, like there's venti and grande, but they have a menu so that you don't have to explain the full dictionary definition of what a caramel macchiato is. They have a menu with the names of each of the drinks that they offer and what the ingredients are. And that creates the context that gets you out of having to explain to them how to make a caramel macchiato or what the ingredients are. You don't have to do that. So I think in the parallel universe where Starbucks will serve you in Tokipona, they will just have a menu explaining what the different drinks are that they're offering. So you still wouldn't have to give this long Telawawa pisuli linamoko likuli kase. Tokia nasin semela mi ken pali animi lon toki mi. Oh, mi son ala ni ona li awan ala. Tempo kamala mi pone ona tawani sina ken pali nimi lon toki sina. Sauli kesu li sui mute. Nimi ona li sama nimi mi. kin ona li so li kesu mi so li kisu. Toki so li kisu. Tenpo alela sitan tawa sina li pona. Ian alanola sitan tawa sina li pona mute. Sina palia sisala ni mute mi pilin pi pona mute tani. Sawli alisu li sui lukin mute a. Sawli alisu li pona epiku. How is tawa ni la today? I don't know what that's referring to, but at first glance it's not. I don't see how it could be. So let's take a look at the video then. Oh yeah, no. This is a mismatch between the subtitles and the words. Yeah, tawa nila is more like to this end, for this goal, this happened, you know? Yeah, I should probably update those subtitles then, because that is a mistranslation you caught. Good job. Telo cafe, telo lape ala, telo loye pimia. All of these mean coffee. Yep. There's so many ways you could communicate coffee. Right, so that's it for my comments for February. Next month, I'll do this again, giving an honorable mention to whoever can tell the funniest joke using only Toki Pona. The challenge has been laid down. Otawa Pona.